What's up guys, it's Legend X Ronin, and finally the time has come to talk about Mortal Kombat again because the Mortal Kombat 11 hype days are about to begin. Now for some of you guys who have followed my channel for a long while now, you know that my channel started out as a Mortal Kombat channel back when Mortal Kombat X came out, so you know that I'm extremely happy that the hype for Mortal Kombat 11 is starting. That being said, I want to briefly talk about a few of my expectations for Mortal Kombat 11. With so many possibilities the game could have, I'm curious to see what route they'll take with the next Mortal Kombat game. So if you guys enjoyed the video and are hype about the return of Mortal Kombat, don't forget to drop this video a like to help support my channel. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Mortal Kombat 11 content and help my channel reach its next milestone of 10,000 subscribers. Okay, so first things first, let's get the obvious out the way by me starting with wanting a bigger roster. Mortal Kombat 9 had a base roster size of 27 characters and Mortal Kombat X had a base roster of 24, which is 25 if you include the pre-order bonus with Goro, and Injustice 1 had a base roster of 24 while Injustice 2 had a base roster of 28, which is 29 if you include the pre-order of Darkseid. So as you guys can see, NetherRealm Studios isn't exactly consistent with their roster size, but after Injustice 2, it's definitely something to be hopeful for. Injustice 2 not only had a big base roster, but it had one of the biggest rosters of any NetherRealm Studios game due to all the added in DLC characters. The game had a lot of content overall as well, so it makes me believe that Mortal Kombat 11 should also be able to have a pretty big size roster in addition to a great story, graphics, and online play. If the game is supposed to be based on the events of Deception and possibly either Deadly Alliance or Armageddon, then it's going to need to have a pretty good sized roster. Mortal Kombat Armageddon had every Mortal Kombat character in it, and though I don't expect that from Mortal Kombat 11, I do expect a decent sized roster if they do plan on going with the Deception and Armageddon story. My hope is that the base roster size will be 30 characters, 29 at the least, and I feel that this would be a really good size for a Mortal Kombat 11 base roster, and after the many complaints about the Mortal Kombat X roster, I feel that they would be able to allow for fans to get more characters that they want if they were to do this. That being said, two other expectations I have from Mortal Kombat 11 is for there to be more female characters and more 3D era characters on the roster. One thing I've noticed about NetherRealm Studios games is that they don't really like to put too many female characters on their rosters, which is kind of sad due to the amount of good female characters that they could put in both Mortal Kombat and Injustice. Mortal Kombat 9 had 6 female characters on the base roster and 7 with DLC included. Injustice 1 had 6 females on their base roster and 8 with DLC included. Mortal Kombat X had 6 females on their base roster and 7 with DLC included. And Injustice 2 had 7 female characters and 9 with DLC included. That's kind of sad when you consider that these roster sizes range from 30 to 38 characters. I'm hoping for Mortal Kombat 11 that they will change this up. There's already a decent demand for a lot of female characters for this roster, so I feel that having more female characters shouldn't be an issue. If we can get a base roster size of 30 characters, I feel that this time around we should at least have around 9 to 10 female characters on this base roster. Though it's not too likely based on NetherRealm Studios' track record, I feel that this would be a decent enough improvement, not to mention if we could possibly get female DLC characters, so I think that this would be something that would be great to have. As far as 3D era characters go, I'm hoping to see more of them added onto the roster. So far roster wise, they've only brought back 5 3D era characters since the reboot of Mortal Kombat, which is Kenshi, Quan Chi, Shinnok, Tanya, and Baraicho, which personally I feel like they've done a great job with these characters. That being said, why can't they do the same for more 3D era characters? I mean, personally I didn't think that they were all bad, they just didn't flesh all of them out enough. And with NetherRealm Studios reworking those 5 3D era characters I named before, I don't see why they couldn't do the same for more of the 3D era characters. All I'm saying is that I hope they consider it and give them a chance, because I think a lot of the 3D era characters like Fujin, Serena, Hotaru, Li Mei, and more of them deserve a second chance. Hopefully they'll get that and won't just be NPCs in the game, which goes into my next expectation, which is I hope that we don't get any NPCs that won't eventually become DLC. Now I think I speak for everyone when I say that it sucks getting characters like Rain, Baraka, and Sindel in the story mode as fightable characters, but not being able to play as them. I didn't mind having them in the story as NPCs, but I was really hoping that eventually we'll get them playable as DLC characters. It felt like a huge slap to the face being able to fight them but not being able to play as them. Had they eventually became DLC, I would have had no problem with them being temporary NPCs because it was cool seeing them in the story. I just think that next time around NetherRealm Studios should consider this and only do characters that will eventually be DLC in the future, but that's just me. Now on to some expectations that don't have to deal with characters. I'm really hoping for more stages and better music. Mortal Kombat X only had 14 stages compared to Mortal Kombat 11's 26 stages, Mortal Kombat Armageddon's 34 stages, Mortal Kombat Deception's 22 stages, and Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance's 17 stages. I don't know about you guys, but I felt that the stages in Mortal Kombat X got old really quick. Like, don't get me wrong, I like them, but it would be nice to have a bigger variety of stages in the game. Seeing the same stages over and over again kind of takes away from the game a bit, and being someone who has played Mortal Kombat games for years, I can definitely say that this wasn't a problem in the older games due to all the stages that they had. True, Mortal Kombat X had way more content in it compared to the older games, but I think that they should have a focus on adding more stages in Mortal Kombat 11. Also, I think that we should start getting stages as DLC. Yeah, I love getting new characters that come with new skins, but I think that getting new stages would also help refresh the game as well. I really enjoyed it when they added the pit into Mortal Kombat X, so maybe we can see them start doing more of this by adding stages as DLC in Mortal Kombat 11. As for the in-game music, let's just get real and say that it's nothing like what it used to be. Mortal Kombat had always had some pretty good music, but now that they have this new round music for Mortal Kombat X, I feel like it's definitely not what it used to be. I'm not trying to knock NetherRealm Studios for trying something new, I just think that they should try to go back with what they did before. The music, like what was in Mortal Kombat Deception and Armageddon, was great to me, so I'm hoping that maybe they'll make the decision to return to the old format instead of doing this whole round music thing that they're doing now. Something else I would like to see in Mortal Kombat 11 is new finishers or the return of a finisher. In Mortal Kombat X, they brought back brutalities in a new cool way and also added in new finishers such as stage brutalities and faction kills. I'm hoping to see us get something new and cool from Mortal Kombat 11, or possibly bring back a past finisher like animalities, hard keys, or even friendships just for laughs. There's a bit I want to discuss more on those though, but I will be saving that for my next video. But the last of my expectations that I want to discuss is the return of Faction Wars. Faction Wars was something new that they added into Mortal Kombat X that I thought was a pretty cool feature. Joining the different factions, having different finishers you got with each faction, the faction boss fights, and the awards that you got for your faction being top rated at the end of the week definitely added more to the game. I think that they should bring it back from Mortal Kombat 11 and add some new features and even some new factions to it. I'm really curious to see how far that they could take it and make it something that's really enjoyable to take part of when you're playing Mortal Kombat 11, but I'll probably discuss more of this also in a future video. But these are just a few expectations I have on Mortal Kombat 11 when it comes out. I'm really happy to be getting back into Mortal Kombat and can't wait for the announcement of Mortal Kombat 11 to really kick off its hype days. There's so much I want to discuss and can't wait to see happen for this game. I'm also definitely going to be campaigning for characters I want to see in the game like Fujin, so I recommend if there's a character that you guys really want to see in Mortal Kombat 11 that you probably should go ahead and start voicing your opinion on it so your voice can be heard while the game is still being created. But what are you guys' expectations for Mortal Kombat 11 when it's released, and what do you want to see most in Mortal Kombat 11? Be sure to let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video and you're hype about Mortal Kombat 11, be sure to drop it a like to help support it. Let's see if we can get this video at least 100 likes. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at X Ronin to keep up with all things that I do with my channel and to join the many different Mortal Kombat discussions that we'll be having. Also, I made a Discord, so be sure to join that as well for more Mortal Kombat discussions. I'll leave a link for it in the descriptions below. If you're new to my channel, be sure to check out my other videos and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep up with all things Mortal Kombat 11 and help this channel reach its next milestone of 10,000 subs. This is X Ronin, and I'll see you guys later.